let's bounce, let's skate. Let's go to the room, let's go to the lit. Let's go. Your boyfriend ain't talking about shit. Let's go.
Posted up, squatting low like a pig. You notice Patron changed the whole.
Yo guys, what is up? It's Exy Mike Kanzi, and we're back after a long time off, but here we go. Daytona Infield. Heck yeah, fucking, no, we already cursed, might be. We're gonna try not cursing, but it's gonna be new. It's gonna be a little hard for me, but it's alright. Every dog has his day, and right now we're gonna watch Shag as you see Sideways go off into the sand right there. Can he save it as he's drifting in the grass? And it looks like we got more trouble as Gleason may have gotten a bump off into the dirt right there and hit the wall head first. Oh no. As Gleason and Sideways are finding trouble early in the race here, not even a lap in, and we got a very long race to go here. As right now we're watching Mike Kanzi in fourth, we got Shag up in third. Right now it's all Dragon in first, as it looks like King gets into the dirt and spins. He almost had it saved. He just clipped the grass and went around. Well, nice attempt, but, you know, almost got it. Almost. As now we go back up to the front as we watch Dragon and a butt cheek in second. Right now third Shag and Mike Kanzi's fourth with Ron maybe? Ron and newcomer up in fifth. So right now it's Dragon Motorsports and FDR with one best motorsports driver right there. And then we got Amp Irish in the I forget what that car's called, but that thing sounds like a weed whacker. That's all I gotta say. As now we look, and it looks like Team Dynasty is having some trouble. Coming over there with the Peugeot, and it looks like he just barely clipped Gleason, and Gleason's going to lose it coming out of the chicane here. Not a good lap for Gleason at all, as it looks like he's having some personal trouble over there, but maybe he can come back. It's a long race. We're only on lap 3 out of 56. As right now the battle for second is heating up as Shag and Kanzi both go around butt cheek to make him fall back to fourth spot. As you see right there, Kanzi bumps Shag a little bit, and Kanzi's going to drift back up the track, and looks like butt cheek's going to go right back past him. As now Sideways, remember, he spun on the first lap, well, right over here basically, but looks like he's trying to fight back. Meanwhile, Dragon is enjoying all this as he's just slowly pulling away and hoping he can maybe dominate here with only a couple more races to go until the chase starts. As that sexy Bentley trying to get that thing to fire on all cylinders and just keep cruising as Shag not that far behind him trying to catch back up. As we go on board here with Butt Cheek, who's falling back, but nothing too much. Maybe just fell out of a rhythm. He has some damage, so maybe he can fight back up into this. Right now, all Dragon, though, coming to the bus stop. Let's see if maybe second and third place can draft and maybe catch up to Dragon here. As everyone's coming into the bus stop, everyone looks smooth, kicking up some dirt. And Mike Kanzi's still holding on to fourth with the newcomer in third. But right now, all Dragon started on the pole. Right now, just beast mode activated. As he comes to lead another lap, Shag trying to run him down. And then we got the one best motorsports car up there. That blue Peugeot with Mike Kanzi right behind him. And Sideways, after spinning right now, is in fifth, so he's fighting back. Panos is now battling, I think, King. King trying to fight back. As Butt Cheek's car popped a wheelie right there. I don't even know how that's possible. But it's alright. As now we got Shag, FDR, catching up to Dragon, it looks. As Shag's getting bigger and bigger behind Dragon here. And it's still early in the race here. Very long race, to say the least. As we got Mike Kanzi and Ron right there. I think it's Ron. Ron? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but we will. We'll get used to it. As Dragon trying to hold off Shag. Can Shag get his draft right here? As we go on board Dragon, looking back. You see how far Shag is. And after the All-Star race here, that was just a thrilling weekend for everybody. So let's see if anyone can maybe win from the All-Star race and win this. As right now, Shag's looking to do that. Meanwhile, Kanzi and Ron are drafting. Sideways trying to catch up, and King trying to catch up. As we go with Butt Cheek right here, who's getting a little in the grass. Can he save it? Nope. Looks like Butt Cheek's going to go around and cream this wall, maybe? Yes. Just barely gave her a love tap, but it's going to be enough to not help, to say the least. Meanwhile, his teammate, Dragon, trying to hold on to that lead. Shag trying to run him down. Let's see if he can do it here. As Dragon takes that turn wide. Meanwhile, Ron and Kanzi are drafting right here. Ron, whatever. See if they can draft and maybe catch up. And we've got Sideways fighting back, and it looks like Sideways might be catching these two cars right here. As you see the gap between first and second to this pack. Sideways is trying to catch up. He was the first car to spin. Right now he's solid in fifth. Oh my god, I can't talk. In fifth spot. There we go. As everyone's kicking up some dirt. You know, just chilling. As we go on board with Sideways here. I love this camera view. Especially with this car. I don't know why. It just looks so badass. But we're going to watch Sideways here. Get the draft on my Kanzi. Is he going to pass him or is he going to go with him? Looks like Sideways wants fourth spot. And bumps Kanzi a little bit. Side by side. And it looks like Sideways is going to go past Kanzi to take fourth. And Sideways is trying to fight back in this. And he has a good car. Everyone kicking up dirt in the bus stop. Trying to get the most speed out of it. Yeah, and already 5 laps in. Everyone's pretty much evenly spread apart. And speaking about battles, it looks like Shag has caught Dragon for the lead here. As we watch Shag go under Dragon and take the lead for FDR. And let's see if Shag can maybe pull away from Dragon here. Remember, Dragon does have some weight on his car. So that could be playing a factor right now. Meanwhile, Sideways has passed Ronnie for third. Shag trying to pull away. Let's see if he can do it. Dragon's hanging in there. Shag takes it a little faster, it looks. Looks like Sideways is on a mission. Ronnie and Kanzi are now going to battle for fourth spot. 6 is King. He's trying to catch back up. And he's doing one heck of a job doing it. As we watch King here, or Ronnie. And there goes Sideways. Meanwhile, Shag trying to pull away from Dragon. Looks like he's getting it, but the draft is helping Dragon stay there. And it looks like Dragon's going to push Shag a little bit down here. Come hauling ass in the bus stop. As it looks like Shag took it a little bit better than Dragon did, and Shag's going to pull out to a little bit of a bigger lead. Not by much, but by something, at least. As right now, it looks like Shag has the most dominating car. Let's see if Shag can pull it off here. As we come on to lap 7. Dragon's going to get a run. But meanwhile, back here, it looks like Ronnie has passed Sideways for third again. And it looks like Kanzi and King are going to battle each other for fifth spot. Meanwhile, Paynos trying to catch up. And that Toyota GT1. And Butt Cheek and Amp Irish battling each other for 8th spot. As they come side by side to complete lap 6. Team Dynasty not that far behind him or behind them. Remember, TD did hit the wall, so that's going to hurt the momentum. And Gleason just not having the best Daytona experience right now after that crucial first lap. So, looks like Shag's going to hold off on Dragon right now, as behind them, we got a nice little group of cars battling for second spot here. We got Ronnie, Kanzi, Sideways, and King. 2 of those cars did spin on the first lap, but looks like it didn't hurt them as bad, as they're trying to fight back now and maybe catch up to Dragon and Shag. Jeez, I could not talk today, can I? Man. As it looks like King's going to go under Kanzi, get into him a little bit. Not going to hurt anyone. Everyone's kicking up dirt. And it looks like, is King going to try to draft with Kanzi? As Kanzi looks to go around Sideways. King's looking to make it 3 wide maybe. Kanzi goes up the block. And it looks like those 3 cars are going to stay in the same spots. as King's looking to get under Cansey. Looks like he's got him going into the first turn, and Cansey's going to let him go. So King's going to come out a little high, though. Cansey's back under him. But it looks like King's going to hold off and take that position from Cansey, and Cansey's going to fall back to 6th. King's going to move up to 5th. Yeah, as we watch this battle. And meanwhile, back up front, it's all Shag. Dragon not that far behind him. Well, it looks like Shag's car is just handling so much better for the road course part of this track. And Dragon's car maybe has the edge on the Daytona part. As meanwhile, Ronnie's still on 3rd, Sideways in 4th, 5th is still King, and 6th is Mike Hansey. As Cansey's trying to stay hooked up with King. Here comes Shag. He's trying to pull away from Dragon. See if he can do it. As they come into the bus stop. Looks like Shag's going to take that perfect. And this camera view is nice. I like this. As Shag's trying to pull away from Dragon. Dragon still might have Shag's draft, but barely at this point. Meanwhile, 3rd place, Ronnie's still trying to hold off Sideways. Sideways definitely has his draft. Looks like Cansey may have lost King's draft. And it looks like Dragon's going to suck back up to Shag. And we're going to go and do lap 9. As Shag's car just looks to handle so much better for this part of the track. As Shag took that turn a little, maybe a tad better than Dragon. Not by much, but still, remember, early in the race, we're coming to lap 10 out of 56. So a lot could happen here. As Ronnie's still trying to hold off Sideways for 4th or for 3rd spot. And Ronnie coming out of nowhere. First race in these cars, and he is just right now proving that he's got something under the hood. Meanwhile, Panos trying to catch up to Cansey and King. Meanwhile, Butt Cheek trying to cruise. Looks like Gleason got back around Amp Irish. And TD is coming down to pit. As TD will be the first car to pit and get some fresh tires. And his tire is probably like that just because he spun and, you know, really didn't have the best of luck in the opening laps here. But maybe he can change it around. We still got 40-something laps to go. See if he can maybe come back, get in the top 10, maybe top 5. Who knows? Who knows what can happen here? Anything's possible at Daytona. Meanwhile, back up front, Shag trying to pull away from Dragon again. It's like Shag keeps pulling away, but Dragon just gets that draft and sucks right back up to him. Now as they come on lap 10, Ronnie looks like he pulled away from Sideways, not by much, but by a little. As now King's on pit road. Cansey's going to stay out as Cansey goes by. King's coming in to get some tires. And now King pits, he gets some gas, he's going to get some fresh rubber, and he'll be back on the track. As Butt Cheek goes flying by. Looks like King will be the only car to pit on lap 10. So far. Meanwhile, back up front, Shag, you pulling away from Dragon. He's trying to, but Dragon's not letting him. As you see, Shag gets off the road course part of the track. So nice. So much faster, but Dragon gets that draft, and he's just going to suck right back up to him. As we're going to see what car handles better between the bus stop right here. As Dragon gets the draft. Suck back up to him. Shag's going to go in there. Looks like Shag drove it in there pretty hard. A little bit harder than Dragon did. And that's how Shag's going to pull off the corner so much faster. As we see everyone going to the bus stop right there. Cansey almost wrecks. And there's Panos. And a Butt Cheek. So with King pitting, King's going to drop back to 9th spot. Looks like Sideways might be pitting this lap. As Shag and Dragon stayed out. Ronnie stays out. Sideways comes in to get tires. See, Mike Cansey stays out. And Panos, are you staying out or are you pitting as we watch the track map? It looks like Panos is pitting. So Panos goes down pit road. As there goes Panos. Looks like a butt cheek's gonna stay out. Panos comes in. And he wants some fresh tires. He wants some more gas. And he's ready to go. As here comes Gleason and King. As they go by. Panos is gonna drop back to 9th spot. And Sideways is gonna drop back to 8th. So it looks like everything's cycling through here. Team Dynasty and Amp Irish are actually 1 lap down. They might be, or they're very close to being a lap down. As now Shag looks like he's pulling away more and more from Dragon. And right now, actually, the first car lap down is Amp Irish. As you saw him behind Dragon. That silver bullet-looking car. I think that's the Mercedes. I could be wrong, but I think, I don't remember. So, if I'm wrong, don't be like, oh my god! He doesn't know. Just, you know. Haven't really been here for a while. But right now, Shag looks like he's going to stay out again. Maybe? Looks like Shag's going to stay out, but Dragon's going to pit. And Dragon having the very first pit on pit road. He's going to get fresh tires. He's going to try to make this a fast pit stop. As now Ronnie comes down pit road. Kansi's going to stay out and take second. And here comes Dragon out of the pit. And there's Ronnie in third. As Dragon goes by. He's going to get tires, gas, and he'll be good to go. As 5th place is nowhere to be found at this point. As here comes Butt Cheek now to take third. And Shag and Kansi, the 2 cars that stay out. 2 teammates. Trying a little strategy perhaps. As you see the gap, Shag's pretty far. As Shag almost gets loose, and he does get loose, and he spins. Oh no. As Shag loses it coming out onto Daytona turn 1. Do not know how he spun, but nice job to keep his composure and keep going here. That is not going to help him. As now you see the gap with Kansi. Kansi got a little closer, but he's not that close. Meanwhile, Amp Irish gets back on the lead lap. And it looks like FDR 1 and 2. Even though Shag spun, that's going to hurt him a little bit. As we watch Kansi try to catch up to him. And I'm going to recommend maybe FDR is going to pit now. As we go back up to Shag. After spinning and heating up those tires, Shag has a little bit of damage on the right front. And it looks like Shag's going to come down to the pit. Shag comes in. He's definitely going to want 4 tires after that spin. Let's see if maybe a little pit strategy. Maybe no gas. Let's see what happens here. As he comes in. Looks like Mike Kansi's going to come in, and Kansi's actually going to lead the lap. As now Kansi comes into the pit. He'll get 4 tires. And with that spin, Shag's tires did not look that worse than Kansi's. So teammates here. Shag's going to come off now. Dragon's going to go by on the track and take the lead. Ronnie goes by. And it looks like King goes by as Butt Cheek pits now too. So Kansi's going to fall back to about 5th spot. Shag will fall back to about 3rd or 4th. And it looks like Butt Cheek's going to fall all the way back to about 8th or 9th. As everything cycles through here. Here on lap 12. Or lap 13 actually. Meanwhile, back up front, Dragon. As you saw the gap, how it was with Shag and Dragon before they pitted. Now with Shag spinning, King moves up to 2nd using pit strategy. And Shag not that far behind King. But all that space between him and Dragon is a result of that spin off this very corner right here. So, as you see the gap from sideways to Shag and then sideways to Kansi. And then Panos and Ronnie look like they're working together to catch back up. So it really looks like it's anyone's race. But right now the 2 dominating cars look to be Dragon and Shag here on lap 13. We still got a long way to go. So anything can happen as we watch Dragon here coming to lead another lap. King not that far behind him after spinning. King uses pit strategy and he's going to be in 2nd. Let's see if he can hang out up there and not spin, not wreck, or anything like that. As Dragon is the leader, there's 4 cars almost half a lap down. So definitely some people not having a good race here. But, you know, we still got a couple races to go before the chase. So anything can happen. As King just cruising in second spot, trying to run down Dragon. You see the gap. Shag trying to regroup and catch back up. Sideways just trying to cruise behind him. And Kanzi's pretty far back from Sideways. As now Ronnie's trying to pull away from Panos. See if he can do it here. As Dragon coming back to Daytona Turn 1. King trying to find that draft. Get up to it, suck up the Dragon, and pass him for the lead. See if he can do it. As Dragon's hauling ass down to the bus stop. I love this camera view too. This is the cool view. As Dragon comes into the bus stop by about 120 miles an hour. He's going to cruise and he's just going to mash the gas on the way out. Takes that beautifully done. And Dragon's going to lead another lap, it looks. As King looks to be getting a little bit closer. See if King can catch him here. Maybe catch his draft. Work together, pull away from Shag and Sideways and everyone else. And just battle between them two. As now King has definitely caught up to Dragon. So King, where did you come from? After that spin and everyone thought he was done. Running back in about 8th spot, he catches up to Canty and Sideways, goes into 5th. Pits a little earlier than everybody, and now King's battling for the lead. So never count anybody out. Here with just about 40 laps to go. As Dragon trying to hold off King. See if he can hold him off. Or if King can pass him here. It looks like King's on a mission right now. As here we go. Here comes the draft. Let's see, is King going to bump Dragon or is he just going to pass him? As we watch Dragon here running the low line. Watching King suck up to him using the draft. Looks like not this time. As we're going to jump to lap 45. That's right, 45. We're going to cut a lot out. And what did we miss? Quite a bit. Well, King took the lead. Dragon, this is just after pit stops about. Maybe 5 or 6 laps after pit stops. TD blew up. Amp Irish blew up. Let's see. Panos is about a lap down. Here comes Shag into the pit. King, once he took the lead from Dragon, there was no looking back, and he just decided to turn on beast mode, and no one else was able to catch him. So that was pretty much that, and King has actually been in the lead ever since that. As now Dragon takes second spot from Shag. Sideways is back in 4th. Gleason is back in 5th with pit strategy, trying to fight back. Ronnie's back in 6th. Mike Kanzi's in 7th, and 8th is Panos. Everyone else, sadly, TD, Amp Irish, they all blew up. Motors cannot last. Here, this grueling race as we're almost hitting an hour and a half here. But you see Mike Kanzi back in 7th, you see Panos back in 8th. And then you got the leader, Shag, or King, I mean, who's just about a lap ahead, it feels like. Here, as we check the times. And check the distance. Here, as you see, King coming to lap 46. As we watch Mike Kanzi, or we watch King, and King completes lap 45. And you see the gap right there. Alright, so King's still the leader here. Beast moding it, as he does here at Daytona, as we go on board with Dragon in second, trying to catch back up. The car in front of him is Panos. He's a couple laps down. Sadly, this race was just pure rape once King got the lead here. As we see Dragon come into the pit, get some fresh tires. 11 laps to go. Let's see if he can hang on to it. Maybe he can catch up to King. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. He's hoping. As he watches pit stop, he's got enough fuel to make it. Definitely has enough tire wear. Let's see what happens here in the final 11 laps. As Shag just passed him to take second. As now we go on board with Sideways, who's back in 4th spot. As he's just kind of cruising along. And let's see, is Sideways in the pit? Sideways should have enough tire and enough gas. As now we go on board with Ronnie, the newcomer, making his first start. As he's sitting right there in 5th, so not a bad start for him. Mike Hansey back in 6th. Coming to the bus stop, and Gleason not that far behind him. Right behind Gleason, well, half a track away, is King, who looks like he might have to pit one more time, but he has such a big lead right now, it ain't even gonna matter unless he blows up or lags out or wrecks or whatever. As we see, Shag's in 2nd. Shag's just getting into turn 1 of Daytona, NASCAR style, so King's got a pretty comfortable lead as he's on the road course part of it. So something happened with my mic right there. That was weird. But yeah, Shag's 2nd. He's pretty far back from King. As you see King here just cruising. He might have to pit again. So as you see, he definitely has the time to pit again. Here comes Shag to complete lap 46. So FDR's trying to get a nice little top 5 finish. Canty trying to break in that top 5. As you see the gap between King and Shag, pretty big. Here comes Dragon. Dragon's not that far behind Shag. And Dragon does have fresher tires. We'll see if he can maybe pass Shag or catch up to him and have a battle for 2nd. As Shag comes in, or Dragon comes into the first turn. Here comes King into the bus stop. Looks like King might get another 2, maybe 1 lap out of fuel, or he might just pit now. Get that out of the way, and then just cruise on to victory. If he can hang on to it, though, that's the question. Can he hang on? As it looks like King's going to pit this lap. As he comes down to complete lap 47. And King will get some gas, some tires, and he'll be good to go. As now basically everyone's so far spread apart. As you see on the track map, King is the red dot. Shag, I'm guessing, is the dot coming into the bus stop now. So, yep. As we switch over to Shag, see where he's at. And he's still pretty far behind. So let's see if he can hang on to maybe a 2nd place spot. As King's coming off the pit road right now. Just 8 laps to go. As King now has fresh tires, you hear Panos' car. The weed whacker. And here comes Shag to complete lap 47. As he's trying to cruise on. Get a top 3, get a podium finish out of this. King coming out of nowhere. Best Motorsports. See if they can get a win here. Only a couple laps to go. Can he do it? Definitely has enough fuel. Definitely has enough time. King's just cruising. Panos is right ahead of him. Panos is a couple laps down, sadly, but it's alright. Team didn't bring the car to win with, but Panos will get a nice top 5 out of it, or a nice top 10. Here comes Shag, coming into Daytona NASCAR 1. And here's Dragon, not that far behind him. But still a pretty sizable gap, to say the least. As now Dragon comes into the turn. Here comes Sideways. And Sideways looking to just cruise around here and get a top 5 victory. Mike Canty's back in 5th, but Gleason just came out of the pits. And it looks like we're going to have a nice little battle for 5th spot. As Canty goes up high, Gleason's going to go low. And it looks like Gleason might be able to overtake Canty here. As now Gleason gets around Kanzi for 5th. Here's King, not that far behind him. He's the leader. Right now King's in his own area code. As he's just cruising on to victory. Here comes Shag. Gained a lot of time on King only because of the pits, but let's see if Shag can maybe run down King. You see Draken coming into the first turn. And Sideways is going to pit. So lap 48, Sideways is going to come down. Maybe get some gas, get some tires. And it looks like Gleason's ahead of Kanzi still, and Kanzi's might be losing Gleason a little bit. As you see the tire wear Kanzi has compared to Gleason. And meanwhile, back up front, nothing changed. As, you know, Kanzi and Gleason are really not that far ahead of King right here. As King's coming in the bus stop, here comes Shag. There's Dragon. And Sideways is just coming out of the pit now. As it looks like Kanzi and Gleason are both going to get around Sideways. Sideways will drop back to about 6. But remember, he does have fresh tires, so that could help out Sideways quite a bit. Meanwhile, here comes King to come on to lap 50. Complete 49 laps. Definitely after about probably the, I don't know, what was it, like 13th or 14th lap, King's car just came alive and that was it. It was over. So he pretty much, everyone should be limping home. King just has a couple more laps to go. Here comes Shag. Past the line now. Complete lap 49, and Dragon right now in 3rd. Meanwhile, 4th place Gleason. Pretty far behind. Looks like Gleason's breaking away from Kanzi and Sideways. And it looks like Sideways is going to try to pass Kanzi maybe, or are they going to draft? As it looks like Sideways is looking to the high side. Kanzi's going up to block him. Meanwhile, back up front, nothing between King and Shag, as the gap can fit a football field in between it. Let's see, can they hang on? As now Kanzi is still ahead of Sideways, but for how much longer? And let's see if maybe can someone run out of gas? Maybe that could be a possibility here. So. So he has King. See how much gas he has left. Definitely has tire wear, so he can just cruise around here. Meanwhile, here's Shag. He's got almost half a tank in there, so he should be good on gas. Tire wear in the back, not that great, but it's alright. Dragon looks like he might have enough. He might not, but his tire wear looks good, so as long as he can just cruise around here for 7 laps, he'll be good. Gleason and Sideways look like they're good to go. Kanzi might need tires at the end of this, as he has the worst tire wear out on the track right now. As here comes Ronnie with fresher tires, and he pitted a couple laps ago too. As we jump over the King, and he's just cruising. Just cruising, just 6 more laps to go. Can he do it? As he comes into this hard right-hand pin turn. And he's going to cruise off it. Here comes Shag, trying to hold on to 2nd spot. As here's Dragon and Gleason now. Looks like we might have a battle between Gleason and Sideways. That's Kanzi. Looks like he might be losing their draft a little bit. And here comes Ronnie. Panos a couple laps down. But it's alright. Here comes King into the bus stop. It looks like it's all King right now. King looks like he's got this thing in the bag. As he comes to complete lap 51. Definitely having a fast car, best handling car here. May have spun in the opening laps, but he fought all the way back up to catch everyone. Took the lead. Short pitted, had a pit strategy, and that was about it. And now with 4 laps to go, he finds himself sitting in 1st spot with a really comfortable lead over Shag. Shag now comes on to lap 52. Question is, can he run down King? Can we have a battle? As here's Dragon in 3rd spot. Dragon trying to hang on to that, and not that far behind Dragon might be Sideways and Gleason. I could be wrong. As we jump to Gleason, no, they're actually just coming to the bus stop now. So the top three are pretty much locked in. As now you see Sideways and Gleason did pull away from Mike Kanzi a little bit. So here comes Ronnie trying to catch up to Kanzi. Panos a couple ups down. He's going to have a nice 8th place finish. At least he gets the top 10 out of this. And it looks like King is just dominating, and looks like he might take home this victory here. King spun out first couple laps, fought all the way back up, and looks like he's going to be cruising on to victory here, as long as nothing happens to him. There he comes at the bus stop, coming to complete lap 52. Definitely has enough fuel, has enough tires, definitely going to make it, as long as he doesn't wreck or spin, with 4 laps to go. As his car looks so smooth, that thing's just handling so nice right now. Only 4 more laps. And this is actually going to be big, because if King wins this, looks like the wild card spot for the chase right now is really heating up. So don't forget about that too. The points are getting close. It's getting interesting to say the least. So we'll see what can happen here, as it looks like King is going to cruise on to his victory. Shag nowhere in sight. King just on cruise control right now. I love this camera shot. As here's Shag, just cruising along as well, trying to hold on to that second spot over Dragon. And there's Dragon, who looks like he's going to finish 3rd, as Sideways now takes 4th over Gleason. Kanzi looks like he lost the draft with them. And we're just going to jump to the results, because nothing much really happened. And King wins. As here are the results, guys. Great race by everybody. And next week at High Speed Ring, it's going to be even better. So, guys, I can't wait to see you next week. Here are the results one last time. And the standings are coming up next. And great racing at Daytona so far. So 2 more races. We'll see what can happen. And we'll see you next week. Or we'll see you next race at Daytona 500s and TCs. Hell yeah. Peace out, guys.